So in this video, I'm going to be testing my flour's hydration at 90%, which is way beyond what I normally work with. It's usually about 83% hydration. So the dough was extremely sticky and tough to shape. And I did miss the stretch and fold because I had to go out and do an errand. So that didn't help. And my scoring wasn't the best. And the shaping could have been improved. But I thought this would be a great opportunity to show that even with a few mistakes and too much water, you can still bake fantastic bread. So I've been feeding this a ratio 1 to 10 to 10 all week. That just means 1 part starter, 10 parts water, 10 parts flour. So I'll put 90 water. I'll put 90 of the starter, and it smells sweet. It's not acidic. It's got no acid smell to it, which is what you want. This is why I feed it a low ratio. So I'm going to put 90 of this starter. I'll mix that in, break it down a bit. And I'll feed this 90 flour too. I'll mix that in. Make sure I get the bottom corners. And give that about 4 hours. This should peak, and then we'll put it in the mix. My room temperature is at 25.5 degrees Celsius. So I'm not needing my prover for this bake. Now it's warming up in Australia. I won't be using this homemade prover for a while now. So it's going to be a lot of just sitting on the bench. My starter is about half an hour from being ready. It's almost peaked. So for this recipe, I'm going to use 450 grams of bread flour. This is about 13% protein. You need a higher percent of the protein when you're adding this much hydration at 90%. And I'm going to use 400 grams of water. Then, now I'm just going to let this sit for half an hour to hydrate. And I'm just going to get this in so there's no more dry spots. It's going to be a very wet dough, but it should be good. I'm also going to add the salt now too. I'm just going to throw it all in. And that's 10 grams. I'm just going to mix it together. Like so. Now leave that until the starter is ready to go. So my starter has peaked. Started to sink. If you look in there. And then it's looking really nice. So I'm going to add 100 grams to this flour and water and salt that's been sitting here for half an hour. If you notice, it's not too bad. So I'm going to put 100 grams in there. So put that over there. Now I'm just going to mix the starter and the flour together. And what I'm going to do is just kind of keep slapping it until I get a bit more strength. And push it in the bowl, slap it in and pour it up. You could do this on the bench too, but I like to keep the mess to a minimum. So I'll just keep doing that. So I'm just pouring it up. So I want to build a bit of strength into this dough because stretch and folds aren't going to be enough. Keep going around. As you can see, it's a very sticky dough. So when I try and mix it, I like to mix it like I'm pre-shaping. I'll just keep spinning it around itself until it gets strength. This is very, very sticky. So it's working on itself. So I'm going like a block shape. And as it gets to that point, it's kind of rolling. Then I come back around and it's rolling. Come back around. It's rolling. It's better than getting the dough all over your hands. And I'll just do this for a few minutes. Being 90% hydration, there's no whole wheat in this flour, so it's very sticky. So I'm just going to keep doing this. So here I'm doing a gentle curl fold. I would like to have done more than one, but unfortunately I had to go somewhere. So it's been about 5.5 hours because it's 25 degrees, so it's moving pretty well. It's proved to 50%. I've been using it on my other quart jar. It's going to be a sticky dough, but we take it out. I just want to pre-shape it and leave it on the bench. Be very gentle with this. Don't want to knock any air out. Cool. And I'm going to pre-shape it. Let it sit on the bench for 20 minutes and then I put it in the Banneton. Yeah, this is a lot more sticky. So I'll leave that for half an hour. Maybe put some flour on top. And then we'll put it in the Banneton. So you can tell it's very wobbly. There's a lot of air in this. I'm going to put it in this Banneton. So I'm going to turn this over. Over like so. It's very sticky. I'm gonna put a lot of flour on this one. Put it in there like so. That was a bit rough on the molding, but it's okay. And I'm going to put this in the fridge overnight. Hopefully that holds its shape. And I'll put that in the fridge overnight. In the morning I'll bake it off and we'll see how it looks. So my dough's been in the fridge for about 12 hours. It's the next day. I've got my oven preheating to 240. I've got other bakes to do today, but for this video, I'm going to use my Dutch oven, my cast iron Dutch oven, and I'm going to heat this up for 1 hour. So I'll let that heat up and then I will put in the dough. So the dough's been in the fridge for 12 hours. And I'm going to take this out. Yeah. Stick the dough in. Give it a score. It's a lot harder to cut when it's so wet. Put that in. Give it a bit of a steam. And I'm going to stick this in the oven for 25 minutes on 240. And then I'll take the lid off. And we'll see how it looks. So, 25 minutes. Let's put that back in for another 15. Didn't get much jump. And we'll put that in for 20 minutes, another 15 minutes. So let's have a look at this. Yeah, it's not, doesn't have much height. Could have folded this. I could have shaped this a lot better. I think I scored it not enough. So let's cut it in half. Let's see how the crumb looks at least. The crumb looks good. It's very airy. So overall, it's not bad. It didn't get a lot of height, but it's got enough for a sandwich. I just ate some big, massive bite. I just took it out of it, but yeah, it tastes great. And the crumb's not too bad. Like I said, I could have shaped this better and scored it better, but for 90% hydration, it's pretty good because it's very hard to make bread at that hydration with just white flour as well. I think I prefer to do, I think the max for my flour is about 84% hydration. 85 is not too bad, but I find 84 is the sweet spot. But yeah, well, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next video.